Jesse, is the light dimming on the 49ers future?
Man, this one's a tough one, Grant, because I feel like if you look at the division, it's going to be wide open potentially for a while. I mean, let's see how Seattle does with these draft picks. Let's see what they do with their quarterback position. But the rest of the NFC is getting extremely weak. Even the Eagles, who are very good, are going to lose a ton of players this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers are about to get their first round picks back, all of these things. But when Trent Williams, who probably won't retire this year, but sounds like he's maybe a year away from actually doing this, and we still don't know who the quarterback
But might
is.
retire this year. Might retire this year.
Might,
The
but
words
might,
out of his
yeah.
mouth seemed like it was 50-50. Kyle comes in and says whatever, but he said that stuff about Joe Staley a few years ago too. I don't trust Kyle anything that he says. I listen to Trent.
Alex Mack, we thought might come back too. Remember how long that dragged on?
Because
So,
Kyle
I
made
don't
it
know.
seem like it might. No, I'm not listening to Kyle anymore.
Yeah,
Fool me once. No.
I think Trent will be back. I do, but I think this could be it for him. So you've got that where you've got all of a sudden a left tackle that you got to go get. The offense is actually kind of old. I mean, Kittle's going to be 30. You've got Juszczyk who's aging.
Trent's like 35. Yeah, Juszczyk's like
McCaffrey's
32.
27, but he's a running back.
No, McCaffrey I think is younger than Debo. Am I wrong about that?
He's 26,
Debo-
but he's gonna be 20. He's gonna be 27 next year.
So Debo's getting older. McCaffrey's getting older.
Well,
Ross Brodley's not going to be in this team next year. I mean, that's a huge blow.
yeah.
Ross.
So
Brunskill's gone.
I don't know, man. Like the defense is relatively young, and that's good news. I think it comes down to the quarterbacks this year. If one of these guys proves that they are it, I think the light is shining very bright. But if for some reason neither of these guys can take a hold of this starting job and they've got to go out and get yet another quarterback next year, I mean, we might as well just blow out the candle now. Like you're not going to win nothing, not with this team. You're going to have to shut it down and redo it all over again. They got to figure out the quarterback position. They have to figure it out this year.
And they gotta improve in the trenches too. I think Philly exposed them. I mean, they look good in the trenches against most teams, but they got obliterated. Their D-line and O-line got obliterated against Philly. And if you're gonna, I mean, either you're just gonna wait for Philly to get weak, or you're gonna strengthen yourself on the O-line and D-line. Because right now, what the Niners have is a great left tackle, a great D-end, and a bunch of guys. I mean, even Armstead, he gave you what, two sacks this year, 2 sacks. The number 2 sack guy on the team was who? Freaking Amenahue with like 5. So I mean, Banks is cool. Banks is fine. Brendel's okay, but he's not going to be in the team next year. The right side of the offensive line has been weak forever under Kyle Shanahan. It's like he thinks you don't even need a right side of the. They have half an offensive line, half a D line. I'm sorry, I'm just compared to Philly. Compared to Philly, no slander.
They might rework the whole right side. I could see a scenario where Burford goes to right tackle, Zakels takes over at center, Poe's the right guard. Like they could rework the whole thing on the fly. I'm not saying it'll work or it won't, but I could see that scenario happening. Philadelphia, first of all, their defensive line is
Zakel, is he the center? Is that because I know he has short arms? Is that the smart?
I think they want him to play center. I think that's what he was drafted to play.
Okay.
But when I look at Philly, their whole defensive line is going to be remade. I also, to be fair, I know that there was some highlights where the defensive line was getting bullied by the 49ers, but let's take everything into account. When you're on the field for 45 minutes and you still give up only 3.7 yards of play, that I think the defense did a bang up job. They did a great job. It was just messed up circumstances. It really was. Now the offensive line, they got manhandled. They got completely obliterated that game.
To be fair, I guess what I felt Philly did was when Purdy went out, they went ultra conservative on offense. And they were like, look, we're just going to run into 8-man boxes. We're not going to turn the ball over. You're not going to win. Like, we don't have to impress anyone on offense today. That's kind of the way I saw it.
I think in the second half, we probably got that. But it was only 14-7 until the very, very end of that first half. You know what I mean? And Purdy went out the first drive. The very first drive.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that it was a game, but I still felt like Philly was like, yo, we're not.
I'm sure.
We're not going to beat ourselves. We're going super safety first here because you got Josh Johnson in the game. That's how, I mean, I don't know.
They may have.
Did they ever extend themselves? It was like super vanilla on offense what they did. The whole game. It was like. Zone
Yeah,
read.
I
Zone
think they're
read.
also
Zone
just
read.
vanilla on
Screen.
offense. That's what I saw when I watched them. I'm like, yeah, they're kind of, it's like the same 12 plays over and over. They're just
They didn't
really
beat
good at
themselves.
executing.
They didn't beat themselves. I don't
No, they
know, man.
didn't.
They might win the Super. Do you think they can win the Super Bowl next week?
I
They're
definitely
tough,
think they
man.
could.
They're tough, man.
They
They're
are.
they're a real complete team. Kansas City is a great quarterback and a great
Yeah.
coach and a great D tackle and a great tight end and a mediocre team around that.
Yeah. I
Good
mean,
Good D coordinator too. Spagnuolo.
there's a lot of
Spags.
experience on that team. A lot of experience. Definitely better quarterback play. My question with Philly is, and I know that on paper they're that complete team, but they're not battle tested at all. They didn't have to do anything to reach the Super Bowl. You beat the Giants and then a zero quarterbacks for the 49ers. Like, to me, they didn't really have to do a lot to get there. Kansas City had to like go and beat the team that everybody thought they couldn't with Patrick Mahomes on one leg and their three best weapons hobbling her out of the game. Like, they really had to fight to make it there. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we're about to find out.
We'll see how Patrick Mahomes on one leg does against that pass rush. He should do well. It's gonna be tough.